So here we are with volume 1 of our stories. This is called Creating Industry, the creative energies that bring the linen industry to life in Scotland. The first story that we tell is of the Huguenots, the French migrants of the 18th century, chased out of their home country, who brought wonderful weaving skills to Scotland and to Ireland and other places on the continent, including those that we link with in Europe more later. We're leading this particular chapter of stories, book of stories, with two wonderful contemporary designs. This is a quilt by Sinead Black of Bricolage, who graduated from Glasgow University and works in Northern Ireland. Something about a quilt reminds me of homecoming and the place that we live in. The other wonderful contemporary design here is the Milano Rug by Gerd Edie of Morn Textiles, a Norwegian emigre who brought her skills with a linen warp in this rug example to Northern Ireland. And we link with our linen neighbours throughout our stories, particularly to Ireland, Holland, Belgium and France. I'd like to draw your attention to this map. It's particularly interesting to be here in Edinburgh, and this map of Edinburgh, dated 1724, includes reference to Picardy. Picardy was a village in Edinburgh and a region in France. It's named after those Huguenot émigrés who came to Scotland, and it's remembered today in a street name called Picardy Place. So that's what we're trying to do with our linen stories, and indeed Journeys in Design, link contemporary design interventions with our heritage and bring that to life through our individual stories. There are many components to this particular chapter, and I won't go into detail on each of them because we illustrate these on our website, www.ourlinenstories.com. But I'll mention stories of migration, stories of trade, stories of banking. Many people in Scotland still remember the British Linen Bank, which grew up from the early linen trade here in Edinburgh. Trading people, not such a good story, but an important one to tell. 90% of the linen, rough linen produced in the Highlands went to clothe slaves in the plantations. We don't ignore those stories. Trains and boats and planes is another chapter. Sails, rope, rigging, packing and sacking, all made of linen, and we tell those stories in our journey as well. And finally, the important link between mapping and linen. As you'll remember, maps were backed in linen to preserve their utility. When they were out and about, the paper might crack, but the linen would keep the map together. And what we've been doing is mapping linen through Scotland and our links, our trading links, former and present, with our linen neighbours.